Hi, my name is Erica. Today we're going to talk about the gospel message preparation, and this is level 2. So last time we talked about why people have no happiness. And we talked about God's creation. Talked about God's creation. How fish are made to live under water. How birds are made to fly in the air. And how trees are made to have roots underground. So this is important, but what's more important is how we are created. So we're going to talk about who am I? This is level 2. Okay. Let's see how original man is created. Original man is created in God's image. So what does it mean by God's image? It means we are created as a spiritual being. Okay. So, how must a spiritual being live? We must live with God. And we must live in guidance by God. And we must live receiving answers from God. So I said we must live with God. But how is God with us? The God is with us with the word of Genesis 3:15. So spiritual being must live with guidance by God. But how does He guide us? He guides us with the walk of faith of Acts 1:8. A spiritual being must live with answers from God. So how does God answer us? He answers with the life of Acts 1:8. Well, let's talk about who am I? How are we created? Original man was created in God's image. So what does it mean by God's image? It means we are spiritual being. Then how must a spiritual being live? A spiritual being must live with God. A spiritual being must live with guidance by God. A spiritual being must live with answers from God. And the way He's with us is with the word of Genesis 3:15. And God guides us with the walk of faith of Acts 1:8. And God answers us with the life of Acts 1:8. So now I'm going to erase everything. Why don't you try writing? I'll help you out. So this is level 2, right? Who am I? We talked about original man. How is the original man created? In God's image. So what does it mean by God's image? It means we are created as a spiritual being. Then, how must the spiritual being live? A spiritual being must live with God, and make sure you leave spaces in between. A spiritual being must live in guidance by God. Again, leave spaces. And a spiritual being must live receiving answers from God. So how is God with us? With the word of Genesis 3:15. How does God guide us? He guides us when we do the walk of faith of Acts 1:8. And how does God answer us? When we live the life of Acts 1:8. So today we talked about who am I, the original man, how we are created. So next time we are going to talk about the problems